Tuvalu, a tiny paradise of coral atolls, only 2 meters above the rising waters of the Pacific Ocean. According to the UN, this will be the first country to disappear as a result of global warming-induced sea level rise.
It makes people emotional, it makes people passionate. Nobody wants to run away from his land because it's submerged in water.
You know, you're talking about their very survival, you're talking about their identity as a people, you're talking about their existence.
What we were trying to tell Australia is Tuvaluans are the victims of the way Australians are living.
How can you talk about sustainable development for Tuvalu? How can you talk about future education of children of Tuvalu when you know in 50 years there won't be any Tuvalu?
I really don't agree with what they are preaching nowadays. Doomsday will soon be on a flat island here, will be submerged, you know. If you believe in God, I don't think we will be in danger or anything. Believe in Him and Tuvalu will be okay.
There are 2 monitoring gauges here in Tuvalu. They are measuring in one place, in the same country, but they are giving different results because of the different motives that are behind the tidal gauges. One is a purely scientific one, and the other is with political connotations.
The flooding is actually getting worse.
It's actually from that building.
But the analysis from National Tidal Facility is everything is okay in Tuvalu with the sea level.
So that means sea level is falling.
Wait until the flooding is here.
Well, you always get those spring tides. Every island has them once a year.
Now, Alan. Now it's just like a lake.
But the results don't show that it's rising. That's all we can say.
That lawsuit was born out of desperation. It's an act of desperation.
The very fact that they're considering this is a signal that countries are saying enough is enough.
So we were asking for some responsibility. You pollute, you have to pay the price for that. Australia is very high profile in the region, the Pacific region. We all look to Australia as our big brother for assistance, for help, and as a big brother, they should be helping their younger brothers and not dumping their problems on the younger brothers.
Well, I've been telling them that the sea level is actually rising, and that's why we are having higher tides.
What do you tell them about the future, about whether their children have a future here?
I don't think I have that courage yet to tell them of that. It's a bit hard.
Tuvalu has invested some of the millions it made selling its internet domain name, .tv, into a global diplomatic effort to raise awareness of its fate.
Suva, then to Johannesburg. Hell of a long time.
Pani Laupepa has become Tuvalu's roving climate change diplomat. But for newly elected Prime Minister Saufatu Sapuanga, it's his first venture into the heated politics of climate change.
This is an issue that is of immense concern to the Pacific, and we believe that it's important that Pacific countries take a united stance on this issue. Australia is very much isolated in this region because of its selfish vested interest.
As the annual forum kicks off, the lobbying for a response to rising sea levels begins in earnest.
The leaders of the small island states expressed profound disappointment at the decision of the US, the United States, to reject the Kyoto Protocol. Yes.
You've actually specifically stated your disappointment with the US, but you haven't expressed your disappointment with Australia. Why not?
Small island states today urge Australia and the United States to sign the Kyoto Protocol on climate change. Concern was raised by the leaders that the increase in sea level due to greenhouse gas emissions is driving the countries towards extinction. Alice Chan reports.
The smaller island states have only singled out the United States on why the superpower hasn't signed the Kyoto Protocol on climate change. Conveniently enough, Australia, which is also a non-signatory to the protocol, has escaped blame.
You think we should include it in the statement? Australia is a member of the protocol.
I'm not happy with the way we have compromised with Australia's position and trying to accommodate Australia's demands. It's become a very contentious issue in our bilateral relations, and it's very unpacific also. It's not how things in the Pacific are done.
Major bone of contention so far, short-term trends.
The exact science of global warming is hotly debated. In the meantime, Tuvalu and other low-lying atolls are frustrated to find themselves guinea pigs in theoretical debates.
I'm not a scientist. I look at the implications. Our thinking is we are looking ahead. We take the precautionary approach. We'd rather be proven wrong later. We want to err on the wrong side than be cursed later by future Tuvaluans as having failed in our duty to look ahead. Thank you.
We have run out of time.
Some people are moving to New Zealand, like, you know, where they can see hills and mountains. When the tide comes up, they can run up to the higher places to save their lives.
I don't look forward to the day when we will become environmental refugees, because once you become a refugee, you become dislodged from your homeland, your traditional place of living. And when you become dislodged, you lost your culture. Your culture will be absorbed by the culture of the country that you're moving to. That doesn't paint a very bright future for Tuvaluans. How do you put a price on lost culture?